Perfect.
Hi!
Hello, Thankful Thursday.
Thankful Thursday. Welcome along. This is Yoga to Transform, and I'm Audrey.
And I'm Christina, and thanks for joining us today.
I know, a Thankful Thursday that's very close to my heart.
Yes.
It's some of the people that I think yoga is for everybody.
It
so
is.
everybody
Yeah.
and everybody.
Yeah.
And so I love teaching beginners yoga, just simply because I love making it accessible for everybody.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it? Like, just making yoga accessible to everybody, because I think so many people have barriers to beginning yoga without realizing that actually yoga is for everybody. And if you're working with a great teacher, that great teacher can help you modify the pose in whatever way you need so that you can have a wonderful experience. Yeah.
That's right. And you know, you might be one of those people, or you might know some people who say, oh, I'd love to do yoga. Gosh, I wish I could do yoga. Well, actually, hey, guess what? You can.
Exactly. You can do yoga because everyone can do yoga, and you can do yoga for beginners.
That's right. And that's what today is all about.
Yeah.
So, you know, one of the things that people want to do sometimes with yoga is to get flexible.
Yes.
And so the thing you have to do to get flexible is just to start.
Yeah, that's probably the key thing, really, isn't it?
Do some.
Exactly. You don't need to come to yoga being able to touch your toes. You just need to come to yoga.
Yeah. And you might never touch your toes because that's not actually the point of it, really, is it?
It isn't.
You know, you get the chance to move your body. You get the chance to breathe properly. You know, you maybe get the chance to get a bit more flexible, be able to live your life a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? You can do a beginner's yoga from home.
Especially if you've had a look at some of our yoga practices that are online.
Yes, absolutely. And we actually have a beginner's yoga course.
That's right. So sign up online and have a look at our website, www.yogatotransform.com.
And it's only $29. So imagine that. There's 9 classes. And the thing...
9 classes?
9 classes.
Wow. I didn't even realise we put that many in.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is with the beginner's yoga, if I use our course as an example, so we've got how to do modifications and break down poses so that actually when you look at Instagram and you see someone doing triangle pose, which all the way, like all full out, there's heaps of different variations of triangle pose. And beginner's yoga is about you doing the pose of yoga that you are doing and the expression that suits your body.
That's right. So I'm never going to be able to do triangle in the way that you might see it online because I have hip joint replacements, and just bending over from the side like that is just no good for me. So I'm always going to be using a block or putting a chair beside me, or actually not even coming down there, just putting my hand on my leg maybe.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and so the idea of yoga is for you to feel what it feels like to you.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to get you to, you know, move in a certain way so you're going to look like this or like that. What the point of yoga is for you to be starting to move your body in a way that you notice, that feels good, that feels sustainable.
Absolutely. That sometimes it's even more important the way that you're breathing in the pose than actually the visual presentation of the pose. So beginner's yoga introduces you to how to breathe better. Hallelujah.
And you might have seen some of our other yoga, other Thankful Thursdays, because we just, you know, one previously was about the breath, one of the books that we've reviewed, and also pranayama and how to actually breathe in some particular ways that give you different feelings, different energies in your body.
Well, it improves your life force and it also calms your mind. And there is scientific research around how it improves things like depression and anxiety when you breathe better.
That's right. And then if you add in some yoga moves, some yoga poses, you're going to be becoming more flexible. And all the things that we're doing with you, you can just do at home. So do yoga at home that feels comfortable, in a place that you feel comfortable, that's going to be supportive and nurturing for you. There's the breathing exercises that you can do with yoga.
So when you come to a beginner's class, like what should you expect? because I think that that's really important, right? As a beginner, and you've had all those excuses. I'm not flexible enough to come to yoga. I can't touch my toes, and then you think, goodness, I'm just gonna do it. Like, what would you expect? Because what would a good beginner's class look like?
Right. So a good beginner's class would be usually, well, often you'd start with some standing up poses. So you'd start with some standing up, maybe a little bit of breathing. You get yourself orientated on the mat. You know, one I love to start with is twist and tap. So you're simply just moving yourself side to side. And then you'd start maybe with some forward folds or some movement, taking some movement down or to the side. And then you perhaps get onto the floor. Or you'd take some bigger standing poses. Really, a good teacher would be asking you if you had any injuries or anything that's going to hold you back from doing any of the work that we're going to do. And also, a good yoga teacher will also be saying, listen to your body and do what your body's telling you. You know, of course, if you're doing our classes online, there's just you, but if you decide to go to a yoga class outside of that, and you maybe come to one of our afternoon seminars or our yoga practices live, you know, you'll get the opportunity to see that there's all sorts of people doing the pose in a different way, which might not be the same as you, might not even be the same as a teacher, which is fine. You do something that feels good to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So a good yoga class, I think a good beginner's yoga class, I think, like you've just said, mainly standing or lying on your back, a little bit of seated work. But if you're really tight, seated work's not comfortable. Not many of us can sit cross-legged on the floor.
No.
Or do forward fold standing up. I think, like you said, props as well.
Yeah, so that would be a chair or a block or a folded up blanket or something like that. A strap.
Yeah. And gentle movement. So like Audrey said, she quite often just does the standing in Tadasana and then adds in the movement from side to side. So we're not trying to get you into massive poses. So if you're in a beginner's yoga class and a teacher's trying to get you into Hanumanasana, you're probably in the wrong class.
Which is the splits, by the way.
Because at a beginner's class, probably the closest you should be getting to splits is lying on your back with one leg in the air and a strap around the foot. Right?
That's
because
right.
you're just actually learning how to open up your muscles in a safe way.
That's right.
And connect the movement to breath.
Yeah, and so that just reminded me that, you know, we're also looking to make sure your bones are stacking on top of each other, because that's alignment is a way of keeping your body safe. So, you know, you're always trying to make sure that your knee's over your ankle, your shoulder maybe over your hip, that kind of thing, so you're feeling in alignment with stability. You know, you're not trying to be balanced or tip over on the side of your ankle or something like that. So you will be feeling safe in a good beginner's yoga class as well.
Yeah, and they will be focused more on your breathing and focused more on your expression of the pose and how it feels comfortable for you. Not avoiding sensation, because I think, you know, you need to feel a little bit of sensation. And when we say that, like if you're bending forward in a forward fold and your hamstrings don't feel like they're a little bit stretching, then bend forward a bit more.
Yeah, that's right, because that's back to the, you know, you need to do a little bit often really to improve your flexibility, to improve how you feel when you're doing yoga. Do a little bit. Don't do it once and then do it again in 6 months' time and expect to be better that time, because we just know it's like all our physical practices, you just need to do a little bit frequently. You know, we're often saying in our courses that 2 or 3 times a week to do the yoga practice is a good amount of time. Of course, take yourself outside for a walk, do those other things that you like to do too.
And I quite often say to people, like, notice how your body feels when you've gotten into the habit of doing yoga. So if you get to beginner's yoga, or maybe you sign up for our course, then do the classes 3 times a week, and we actually outline how to do them. So we say we start with foundations, which is the feet, and then how to stand properly, and then we move into standing poses, because the standing poses open up all parts of your body, and that helps you then to be able to get on the floor and do seated poses. So the standing poses, but then notice as you get stronger and more flexible how your movement and mobility outside of a yoga class transforms.
That's right, because it will spread out into all aspects of your physical life. It will transform your sleeping too, by the way.
Yeah, because we're helping you focus on your breath and breathe in through your nose and out through your nose.
That's right, and you will have stretched your muscles, and then when it's time to go to bed, you'll feel a bit tireder, and you will be able to fall to sleep and stay asleep longer.
Yes.
So if you're thinking about starting yoga and you feel like you're a beginner, you are in the right place. Do look online at our course, at our beginners course. Have a look at some of the YouTube work that we've got online for you, and just start.
Just start.
Just start. Look forward to seeing you sometime. Bye.
Thanks for coming. Namaste.
Namaste.